That's a good question. So there's all these remakes floating around. You hear about The Great Escape is one. There have been a couple of Elmer scores. Here's what I'll tell you. I don't know if it would have the same ending. Elmer told me a story. His hero growing up was Bernard Herrmann. He worshipped Bernard Herrmann. And Martin Scorsese announced his remake of Cape Fear. Okay, and Elmer was almost incensed by this because that score for him was everything. So he either called Marty or wrote him a letter, but essentially the message was this: the only way you can dare to remake Cape Fear is to keep Bernard Herrmann's score and let me adapt it for you. Okay? And Marty was like, sure. And they ended up working on movies together for a decade into a very fruitful creative relationship. I've already talked about The Age of Innocence was a direct result of that. So with that said, if someone were remaking The Great Escape or something like that, that would be awesome. With that said, though, I would hope that somebody remaking one of those stories would want to fully embrace Elmer's score. They remade Ghostbusters, and it's like, even in the Ghostbusters video game, did an admirable job of let's pull a couple of cues. For me, I think that my philosophy in Godzilla is on display, which is I don't like homages. I want it to be the theme. If we're going to do it, I want to do it. So that'll probably never happen, partly just because the idea of retaining all of a score when you remake a film is super foreign. Since Cape Fear, can you think of that happening? When you remake a movie and preserve a Psycho, which is not, and maybe Psycho's the reason nobody does it anymore. Yeah. And it's not Danny's fault. He did a great job preserving that. So yeah, it's I don't know. And it's a point of diminishing returns. Unless it was a movie that deserves to be remade and could be made better. I'll just put this out in the zeitgeist, Saturn III. You make remakes.
I love that.
Remake Saturn III with $100 million budget, and I will adapt Elmer's score.